So come on down onto your back into constructive rest position. Take your time as you come down. Be nice and gentle, especially if you dance too hard on a Friday night. Step your feet out nice and wide. Let your knees drop in towards each other and let your arms come out about 45 degrees. Palms facing up, shoulder head snuggled down. And then just give everything a second to find its way there. And once you feel like you've got your body in a good position, everything's feeling pretty good, tune in, notice if there's any little readjustments that you need to make so it feels like it's a really nice, comfortable, restful position and you're not having to effort too much in any place. And then once you feel like you've got all those little wiggles worked out, open your eyes up and just look up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Keeping your head exactly in the position it's in. So keep it as neutral as you can. Just look your eyeballs upward. So just moving your eyeballs. Everything else is going to stay as still as it can. Just look as far as you can go with your eyes upward. And then bring your eyes back to neutral or bring your eyes so that they're looking back up at the ceiling and take a nice big breath. And then keeping your head as neutral as you can, you're just going to look your eyeballs down. So just look down as far as you can look. And then bring your eyes back to neutral and take a nice big breath. Keeping your head as neutral as you can, turn and look your eyes to the right just as far as they'll go. And then bring your eyes back to center and take a nice big breath. And then look your eyes to the left just as far as they'll go. And then bring your eyes back to center and take a nice big breath. Nice. And then before we move away from this place, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take a few nice deep breaths here, allowing your lungs to just fill up nice and deep. Feeling that slight rise of your belly as you take that big inhale. And then as you exhale, let your abdominal muscles soften and let your shoulders soften. Inhale, take a nice deep breath, fill your lungs up, let your belly inflate. Exhale, let your belly soften and let your shoulders soften. One more breath here. Take a nice big inhale. And a nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then bring your arms into cactus or goalpost position. So elbows in line with the shoulders, arms 90-degree bend, backs of the hands resting on the ground, and then just start to turn your head gently side to side. Take one more turn of your head side to side, and then bring your head back to center. Leave your arms in that goalpost or cactus position if it feels comfortable, and then start to find a tiny little nod of your head up and down. So it's not going to be a big movement. You're just going to dip your chin slightly and lift your chin slightly. And then just kind of notice the back of your head a little bit connected to the floor. So you'll feel that little bit of connective tissue movement. Take one more nod of your head up and down. And then bring your head back to a neutral position and then bring your arms in front of your chest into those I Dream of Jeannie arms. So we're just going to catch hold of the elbows, making that little box in front of the chest, and then start to pull your elbows gently side to side. As you pull your elbows side to side, notice your back side of your body. Notice the space in your shoulder blades. And then just notice too, if your hips want to kind of move with you, can you keep your hips heavy and stable on the ground and just move the elbows side to side? And then we're going to start to take these elbows and move them up and down. So as you start to take them side to side, you're going to move it towards your belly button. And then as you take the arms side to side, you're going to move them up towards your forehead. And you'll notice it might change the range of motion in certain positions as you lower up and down. And then see if you can just find a little rhythm here, taking them up and down towards the belly button and towards the forehead, but moving gently side to side as you go up and down. Beautiful. Take one more time up and down. And then when you're ready, release your hands down alongside your hips. And then we're going to just let our hands be comfortable on the ground and start to take the knees gently side to side. So not big, giant windshield wipers, but small windshield wipers. Think about 5 or 6 inches of movement. So not a big grand movement with the knees. And then just start to notice. Notice your hips connected to the ground. Notice your knees. Notice your feet. And then slowly start to increase your range of motion just as much as feels good, taking it only to a depth that feels comfortable and safe in your back and in your hips and in your knees. Awesome. Take one more time each side. And then we're going to bring the knees back into center. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. So now feet are about hip width distance apart, heels nice and close to the butt. Move right into your pelvic tilt here. Exhale, press your low back into the ground, tilt the pelvis, a little engagement in the quadriceps. And then inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale to press your low back down. Inhale to release. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. Take 2 more cycles of breath here, just tuning in, noticing your low back, noticing that little bit of engagement in your abdominal muscles. And then finding your neutral spine with your hands down alongside your hips. You're going to pull your right knee up towards your chest and then set that foot back down. Think of this as a little march. We're going to lift the left knee up and lower it down. And then see if you can just keep your abdominal muscles kind of drawing down towards your spine as you alternate lifting one knee up and then the other. Nice. Take one more time each side or even yourself out. And then when you're ready, pull your right knee up to your chest, grab hold of the knee, draw your knee in some gentle circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then we're going to hang on to that knee. Just kind of let the thigh be heavy in towards your chest. Let the handhold sort of draw the knee in. And then we're going to point and flex the foot here, pulling the toes towards the shin and then pushing the toes away from you. And just allowing your thigh to be kind of heavy into your chest. And then as you move your foot up and down, see if you can just tune in and notice your breath. So find a little rhythm with the foot so then you can let that be sort of an automatic function. And then notice your breath. Take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. Nice. And then let your foot come to a little bit of stillness. Take your knee to the outside of your ribs. So open your hip up just a little bit and then circle your foot in one direction. And then circle your foot the other way. Beautiful. Pull your knee back into your chest, release that foot down, take it to the other side. Pull the left knee in, catch hold of the knee, let your thigh be nice and heavy towards your belly or towards your chest, and then come to a point and flex the foot, pulling the toes towards the shin and then pushing the toes away. And then allowing that foot movement to be a little bit automated, start to tune in and notice your breath. Take a big inhale and a slow exhale. Awesome. And then let your foot come to stillness. Take your knee outside towards the left shoulder, and then circle your left foot, go in one direction. And then circle your left foot, go the other way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, pull that knee back into the chest and bring the right knee into meet. So both knees are going to come into the chest. Get a light handhold, start a little bit of a gentle rock side to side. Awesome. And then take your knees, draw them in circles. Go in one direction. And then take your knees and draw them in circles. Go the other way. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. Give a nice light squeeze. And then we're going to send the legs nice and long down to the end of your mat. Bring a little bit of a flex into the foot. So think about pulling the toes in toward your body. Inhale and raise your arms up and overhead. We're going to roll up from here. So as you exhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, curl up the head, neck, and chest, push through your heels, and then round all the way up. Reach past your toes. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then bring yourself up nice and slow and right into an easy seated position. So cross your legs and then find a nice tall seat. Take a second to kind of wiggle around into your sits bones. We're going to take the left hand down to the ground. Right hand's going to reach up. Take a nice big side bend here. See if you can keep your sits bones nice and heavily anchored into the ground. And then think about pulling your top thumb back. Gaze up towards the sky and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now take that hand and reach across your room like you're reaching for the wall about 45 degrees away, and then pull that thumb back, gaze up towards the sky, take a nice big breath. Nice. And then do that again. Round and reach forward like you're reaching for something across the room, and then pull the thumb back and look up. Beautiful. One more just like that. Round and reach forward. Pull the thumb back and look up, and then lift all the way up. Right hand touches down, left hand reaches up. Find that side bend to the other side. Pull that top thumb back, gaze up towards the ceiling, take a nice big breath. Nice, and then take that top hand round and reach forward like you're reaching for something across the room, and then pull that thumb back and look up. Beautiful. Round and reach forward, and pull the thumb back. One more just like that. Round and reach forward, and then pull the thumb back. Nice, and then lift yourself up. We'll take it into a seated twist. Right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. Take a nice big breath. Soften your twist just a little bit. So rotate so your heart is pointing towards your knee, and then find a gentle nod of your head up and down. Nice. And then bring your head to neutral, unwind and take your twist to the other side. Catch your knee, inhale and get nice and tall. Nice. And then rotate your heart towards your knees to soften up your twist just a little bit, and then find that nod of your head up and down. Beautiful. One more nod of your head up and down. And then bring your head to neutral, unwind, come back to center, drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Let it get nice and heavy here. And then see if it feels good to reach your left hand up and just let it gently rest on the side of your head. So we're not going to try and crank the head down, but just allow that little bit of weight from your hand to draw you a little deeper into the stretch in the side of your neck. And then if it feels good, close your eyes down and just take a few extra breaths here, allowing your ear to be nice and heavy towards the shoulder, inviting a sense of softness into your jaw. Noticing your breath. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Take one more breath here, just like this. And then you're just going to shift your hands slightly, rotate your head. So turn your nose down towards your armpit, catch hold of the back of the head, allow your weight of your hand to just rest on the back of your head. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then release, rolling the ear back towards the shoulder. Take one more breath. Release your hand down, Roll your chin down towards your chest. Take a couple little figure eights at the chest just to kind of soothe out your neck. And then we'll take it over to the other side, dropping the right ear over to the right shoulder. Hang out there for a second. Maybe even allow your eyes to close down if that feels good. And then if it feels good to take it into that deeper stretch, right hand's going to reach up and rest gently on the side of your head. Tune in and notice the side of your neck. See if you can invite some softness into your jaw, softness into your cheekbones. Nice. And then we're going to shift slightly. So you're going to turn your nose down toward your armpit. Hand's going to find the back of the head, just allowing the weight of your hand to rest on the head. So we're not trying to pull the head down. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then rotate back. Let the ear find the shoulder again. And then release your hand, roll your chin down to your chest, take a couple little figure eights with the nose, kind of soothe out the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to take 3 seated cat and cows here. Inhale and lift your chin, lift your chest, arch your back. Exhale and round your back. Hang on to your knees and let your shoulders round. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to round. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then find a neutral position and find your way up into a tabletop position or come onto all fours. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Give yourself a second to get situated. If you need to double pad your knees or anything for cushioning so that the wrists and the knees feel happy, take a moment to find that for yourself. And then when you're ready, find that nice neutral table, gazing down between your thumbs, a slight firmness in your belly, a little bit of a broadness in your shoulders. Take a nice big conscious breath. Cool. And then we're going to take a slight rock forward and back. So think 2 inches forward, 2 inches back, just pulling your butt back slightly and then coming past your wrist just slightly. Nice. Take one more forward and back. And then we're going to start to take our table and draw some circles. So go in one direction, big or as small as you like, just making sure your wrists and your knees feel happy about the situation. And then when you're ready, reverse directions and take your table going in the other way. Beautiful. Bring your table back to a neutral position. Slide your right leg back, toes curled under. Rock forward and back about 3 times. And then the next time you press back into that heel, stay there for an extra breath. Nice. And then slide that leg in and switch sides. Left leg's going to slide back, toes curled under. Rock yourself forward and back. Beautiful. And then the next time you press back into your heel, stay there for an extra breath. Awesome. And then slide that back in. Big toes together, knees out nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat. Come to extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels. Let everything soften and settle in. Let your butt get nice and heavy onto your heels. Belly softens down, chest nice and heavy. Arms get nice and soft and heavy. And then see if you can just tune back into your breath, noticing the breath in the backside of your body. Notice the breath in your ribs, in your shoulder blades, and maybe even notice the breath in the back of your neck. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, start to lift yourself back up into tabletop position, walking your knees in so they're back in line with your hips, and then right into a puppy pose. We're going to keep the hips in line with the knees, walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat, let your chest and your forehead melt down, take a nice deep inhale, and a nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then bring it back into your tabletop position. Take one cat-cow breath here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine, curl your toes under. We're going to pull the butt back to the heel. So we're just stretching through the toes and the bottoms of the feet, pressing your hips back just as far as you like. Soften the back of your neck for a moment. Allow your upper back body to soften just a little bit. Tune in and notice your feet, notice your toes, and then notice your breath. Take one more breath. And then lift back up into tabletop position. Release your toes right into spinal balance. Left hand, right leg is going to reach out and then lift up, gaze down at the floor. Find a nice sturdiness in your center. Beautiful. Release that down and switch sides. Left leg, right hand's going to reach out and then maybe lift up. Nice. And then release that down with control. Curl both toes under. Exhale and find your way up to a downward facing dog. And then start to pedal out the legs. Bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. Beautiful. Take one or two more pedals of the legs. And then when you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a little ragdoll fold. So feet about hip or shoulder width distance apart, super generous bend in the knees. Let your belly and your chest rest on your thighs. Catch hold of your elbows and let your head hang nice and heavy here. So just let everything dangle. Softening your spine, softening the back of your neck. Take one more breath here. And then let your fingers release to the floor. Bend your knees a lot. We're going to walk our hands up. So walk your hands up to find the tops of your knees and then gently push into the tops of the knees. Start to straighten yourself up, come up to a standing position and take your time as you come up. And then once you found your way here, we're going to start a little cat prance with the feet. So step onto one foot and step onto the other. As you pick up one foot, crunch up your toes like you're trying to pick a little piece of paper up off the floor. So try to curl up your toes. And then just find this little cat prance, one side and then the other, as you crunch up through the bottoms of the feet. Nice. Take one more time each side, and then set both feet down nice and evenly on the ground. Toes and knees pointing fairly forward, shoulders soften down, gaze forward. Take a nice deep breath here. Nice. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, hinge at your waist, fold down towards the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide to the shins, lengthen the spine. Beautiful, keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to a standing position. Roll your shoulders down and back. Right hand's going to find the thigh. Left hand's going to reach up. Take a gentle side bend. Lift it back up. Left hand finds the thigh. Right hand reaches up. Side bend to the other side. Beautiful. Bring it back up. Both hands are going to reach up to the sky. Exhale, sink into a little chair. Bring your weight into your heels. Sit your butt down. Awesome. And then as you exhale, fold it all down. Hands to the ground. Step your feet back to down dog. Nice. And then when you're ready, pick up your heels, lower your knees, come to a tabletop position, step your right leg out. So we're going to find a gate pose here. Bring your hands to your hips, find that nice high kneel. Right hand on the thigh, left hand reaches up, take a side bend. Beautiful. Lift it up, float your hands down to the ground. So our arms are in that tabletop position. Take a cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to a neutral position, and then we're going to pull the butt back towards the heel. Keep the right leg out. Pull your butt back just as far as feels good. And then lift yourself right back up. Slide that right leg in. Step the left leg out. Come to that tall kneel position, bring your hands to your hips. Beautiful, left hand on the thigh, right hand reaches up, take a side bend here. Awesome, and then spin those hands down to the ground. Hands come into tabletop position. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to a neutral position and then pull your butt back to your heels. Awesome. Lift yourself back up nice and slow and controlled, sliding that left leg in. And then with both legs in that tabletop position, just bop your hips side to side, like you're trying to drop your hips down towards the ground. Beautiful. One more bop of the hips side to side. And then bring it back to center and into a C spine. So hug your shoulder toward your hips, squeeze in the side body, and then take it over to the other side. Left hip squeezes into the left shoulder. Hug it to the right, and then hug it to the left. Awesome. Take one more time each side. Nice. And then come back to a neutral spine. And then from here, we're going to spin the legs around so we can sit down on our butt. So you can either crisscross your ankles or just swing your legs out to one side. And then with legs out in front of you, nice soft bend in the knees, take a nice big breath, lift up and over, reach toward your toes. Inhale, find a little extra length in the spine. Exhale, soften over your legs. One more breath. Beautiful. And then walk yourself up nice and slow. We're going to step the feet out nice and wide. So step them just as wide as you like or feels comfortable and your sits bones feel good and grounded. And then walk yourself out just a little bit, just so you have that little lean forward, and you might even feel your hip bones kind of tilt forward. So see if you can find that sensation, and then just press into your palms, lift through your chest, feel a little squeeze in the shoulder blades, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then walk yourself back up. We're going to take the left elbow to the inside of the left inner thigh and leverage against that inner thigh so that the ribs, bottom ribs pull forward and the top hand is going to reach up. Take a nice side bend and then see if you can find a little sensation down into that low back side body. Cool. Take one more breath. Lovely. And then lift up with control and take it to the other side. So that right elbow is going to find the inner thigh. You're going to leverage against the inner thigh. Bottom ribs pull forward. Top ribs are opening up towards the sky. Top hand reaches up. And then see again if you can find a little sensation right down into that low back side body. Beautiful. Lift it up nice and slow. We're going to catch hold of the backs of the knees. Pull those knees together. Roll your way down to the ground. Take your time as you come on down. And then once you find your way down, right leg is going to come across the left into a figure four. We're going to stay hands free to start. As you inhale, you're just going to lift the left leg up. And then exhale, gently lower it back down. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Nice. And now we're going to inhale, lift up and hold there. Wobble your figure four a little bit side to side. Nice. And then we're going to slide that right leg across, like you're crossing your legs in a chair. So knees are going to be stacked. And then reach up and see if you can catch hold of the shins or the tops of the feet. Pull the toes away from each other as you draw the knees in towards your chest. And hopefully you'll find a little sensation down in your right glute. See if you can soften your shoulders down, soften into your breath. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, gently release, unwind your legs. Right away, we'll set up for the other side. So as your right foot comes down, left leg is going to come across. And then once you've got your figure four set up, hands free, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale and lower it back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. This time we're going to inhale, lift and hold. Stay there. Wobble your figure four a little side to side. Beautiful. And then take it back to center. Slide your left leg across like you're crossing your legs in a chair, knees stacked, and then reach up. See if you can grab the shins or the tops of the feet, pulling the toes slightly away from each other as you draw the knees in towards your chest. And then let everything soften here. Soften your shoulders, soften your belly. Notice your breath. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to release your grab from your shins or your feet, unwind your legs and take it right into legs up the wall. Send your feet upward towards the ceiling, but allow for a nice generous bend in the knees. And then just come to a little point and flex of the feet. Pull the toes in towards your body and then push the toes up towards the ceiling. One more point and flex of the feet. And then we're going to bend the knees, float the feet down, set up for a bridge position. So heels nice and close to the butt, feet about hip width distance apart, hands down alongside the hips. As you inhale, you're going to curl the tailbone up, roll on up through the spine just as high as you like. Find a little tiny lift in the chest, a tiny little lift in the chin, and then think about reaching your knees towards your toes. So find a little length in the tops of the thighs. Take one more breath. And then we're going to roll down with control. So think upper back, middle back, low back. Once your hips touch down, pull both knees up into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. A gentle rock side to side. And then maybe draw your knees in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knees in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then ask your body, where would it like to take your Shavasana? Would it feel good to come back to constructive rest with the knees dropping in towards each other to help support the low back? Do you need a little more action for your hips? Maybe take it into your reclined cobbler's pose, maybe more traditional shape, legs long. Maybe you like to roll over onto one side or flip over onto your belly. Take any variation of your Shavasana that feels best to you this morning, and then give your body a moment or two to settle in. Adjust your tailbone, adjust your shoulders. Make any other little arrangements that you need so your body can really soften into a position that feels really restful. And then see if you can invite some softness in. Soften the palms of your hands, soften your fingers. Allow your arms to be nice and heavy. Soften the soles of your feet and your toes. Allow your legs to be nice and heavy. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Turn your head gently side to side. And then invite some more gentle movement into your wrists, maybe into your ankles. Take a big good morning stretch like a yawn. Stretch your legs long, stretch your arms up and overhead. Take a nice big breath. And then slowly start to step your feet in. We're going to roll over onto one side. So think fetal position. So you're going to shift your hips and roll over onto one side. And then your top hand is just going to touch down onto the ground. Let your head rest comfortably with your hand touching the ground. Close your eyes and just for a moment, feel the solidness of the floor underneath your hand. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. And then gently press into that hand and start to lift your way up into a seated position. Take your time as you come up and then come into whatever comfortable seat works for you. So Sukhasana with legs crossed, thunderbolt pose, hero's pose, legs long in front of you, whatever is going to feel good. And then just see if you can find a nice tall spine. Head, heart, hips in line, shoulders soften down. Maybe close your eyes down. Invite some softness into your jaw. Invite some softness into your shoulders. Take one more moment here. And then we're going to clap the hands together, fire up the palms, get them nice and good and hot. And once you feel like your hands are nice and good and hot, just for a little lymphatic movement, we're going to open up the hands like a book. Reach them up and overhead, touch the space between your shoulder blades, glide your hands toward your heart, flick them out, and then bring them back together. Clap your hands, fire up your palms. Open your hands up like a book, touch the space between your shoulder blades, glide your hands toward your heart, flick them out. And then one last time, clap your hands together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. And once you feel like your hands are nice and good and hot, open them up like a book, reach up and overhead, touch the space between your shoulder blades, glide your hands toward your heart, flick them out, and then bring both hands right on top of your heart. Close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. Gently lift up to the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday.